Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about a powerful truth, a truth that we often fail to recognize until much later in life. We learn it when time has slipped by, when opportunities have passed, and when the clock is ticking a little faster than we'd like. And the truth is this: what you believe about your life will determine the course of your life. We hear it said often, time waits for no one. But my friends, it's more than just a passing phrase. It's a reality that can either lead us to greatness or leave us lamenting missed chances. Today we are going to explore the very essence of this truth and why it's something we often learn too late. Imagine for a moment waking up every day with no clear sense of direction, no mission to pursue, no deeper reason for why you do what you do. For many of us, this is the reality we live in day after day. We go through the motions, simply existing without understanding the deeper purpose that drives us. And yet, we all have one. Every single person was born with a unique gift, a calling that, if discovered early and nurtured, can bring not only personal fulfillment, but contribute meaningfully to the world around us. Sadly, most people don't find their purpose until it's far too late. We spend the best years of our lives chasing the wrong things: status, wealth, fleeting pleasures, things that do not sustain us when life storms come. We often prioritize what is urgent over what is important. We chase titles and promotions that, at the end of the day, fail to fulfill the soul's deeper need for meaning. Take a moment to consider the story of Thomas Edison, one of the greatest inventors in history. For years, Edison was rejected by many, considered a failure by society because of his unconventional methods. Yet, it wasn't until he discovered his purpose to bring light to the world that he persevered despite failure after failure. Edison didn't stop after one setback or 10 setbacks or even 100. Why? Because his purpose was larger than his immediate struggles. He understood that his work wasn't just about creating a light bulb. It was about changing the world for future generations. And because of this clarity, he kept going until he succeeded. If we too could find that clarity of purpose early, imagine how much more could be accomplished. Purpose isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. When you know why you are here, your life takes on a depth and power that no external success can ever provide. It fuels your energy, sharpens your focus, and helps you rise above adversity. It also teaches you patience, because you know that even when things aren't going well, you are on the right path. You may not be where you want to be yet, but you are moving in the right direction. There's a reason why people like Oprah Winfrey, Maya Angelou, or Elon Musk are often celebrated, not just for their success, but for the purpose they embody. These individuals are not only driven by ambition, they are driven by a purpose that surpasses personal gain. Their success is a byproduct of their commitment to something greater than themselves. And that is what each of us must discover. A purpose that will not only propel us forward, but will leave a lasting impact on those around us. What happens when you don't discover your purpose? You live with an unsettling emptiness. You may have the material possessions, the career achievements, the accolades, but you'll find that none of it truly satisfies. I've seen so many people in their later years express deep regret over the time they wasted chasing the wrong dreams. I wish I'd found my true purpose earlier, they say. I wish I'd spent more time doing what really mattered. These are the words of individuals who, after years of striving for success, realize too late that success without purpose is hollow, but it doesn't have to be this way. You don't have to wait until it's too late to start discovering your purpose. You don't have to wait until you've climbed to the top of the wrong mountain to realize you should have been climbing a different one altogether. The question you must ask yourself is this: What is my purpose? And when you begin to uncover that, you will start seeing everything in a new light. Your choices will become clearer. Your goals will become more focused. Your actions will align with your deeper values. Purpose gives you direction in a world that often feels lost. It gives your life meaning and significance. And the beauty is that you don't need a dramatic event to reveal it. Your purpose is already within you, waiting to be discovered. But you must be willing to look inward, to silence the noise, and to listen to the voice that calls you to something greater. Time is the one thing we all have in common, yet it's also the one thing we all take for granted. We live as if there will always be more time. We put things off. We think, tomorrow I'll start, tomorrow I'll change, tomorrow I'll make it happen. We obsess with the future and constantly delay what we can do today, believing we have an unlimited supply of time to reach our goals. But time, my friends, is finite. And once it's gone forever. Think about it. When we look back, we often see how much time we wasted on things that did not matter. We spent time in unhealthy relationships, in jobs that drained us, in activities that did not bring us closer to our goals. Time slipped away as we waited for the perfect moment, for the right circumstances, or for the ideal opportunity that never came. We cannot afford to waste any more time. Look at someone like the renowned artist Vincent van Gogh. He lived a short, tumultuous life, filled with struggles and disappointments. But the one thing Van Gogh had in abundance was a profound appreciation for time. He created hundreds of paintings, drawings, and sketches in just over a decade, a body of work that would go on to influence generations. He worked tirelessly, driven by an awareness that time was precious, that the window of his life was narrow. Van Gogh didn't have the luxury of wasting time. He understood its value and lived with urgency. And though he did not see widespread recognition in his lifetime, his work has become a cornerstone of art history, still celebrated today. This is the reality for all of us. Time is not a luxury, it's a gift. A gift that once spent cannot be regained. Each of us has a limited amount of time to make an impact. Every decision we make, every action we take is either a wise investment or a missed opportunity. When you recognize the value of time, you stop waiting for tomorrow. You stop putting off your dreams for another day. Instead, you act with purpose, with urgency, because you understand that today is the only moment you truly own. Consider the powerful statistic that the average person spends over 5 years of their life on social media and watching TV. Think about that for a moment. 5 years. When we look back, do we want to have spent those 5 years scrolling through endless feeds or binge watching shows that add nothing to our lives? Or do we want to look back and know that we invested our time into creating something meaningful? Whether that's building a business, nurturing relationships, or developing ourselves. Time is precious and it's slipping away. Time is precious and it's slipping away. Every moment that passes is a moment that will never return. So ask yourself, how are you spending your time? Are you using it to build a life you want, or are you letting it slip away unnoticed, consumed by distractions and the busyness of life? It's easy to think we have more time than we do, but the truth is, time doesn't wait for anyone. The opportunity to change your life starts right now. And if you don't begin today, you may wake up tomorrow, weeks, months, or years from now, wondering where the time went. Fear is a silent force that holds more people back than we care to admit. It's the voice in your head that tells you that you're not good enough, that you're not capable, or that the risk isn't worth the reward. We let fear dictate our actions, or in many cases, our inaction, convincing us that safety lies in inaction and that avoiding failure is the same as succeeding. But the truth is that fear isn't the enemy. The enemy is the failure to act in spite of fear. Think about the countless dreams that have been crushed before they even had a chance to take flight. It's easy to hear about successful people and think they were just lucky or that they had it easier. But what most of us fail to see is the immense courage it took for them to take that first step, to face the same fears that paralyze us and move forward anyway. Take the example of a person like Walt Disney, whose name is now synonymous with creativity and innovation. Before he became the founder of one of the most beloved entertainment empires in history, Disney was rejected countless times, including by financial institutions that believed his vision was nothing more than fantasy. He faced criticism, failure, and deep personal doubt. But Disney's success didn't come because he was fearless. It came because he acted despite the fear. He understood that fear would always be present, but so too would the opportunities that awaited if he dared to move forward. Disney famously said, "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." This insight is crucial because it reveals something profound. Fear only has power when we stop moving. It thrives when we hesitate, when we doubt ourselves, when we postpone our decisions, waiting for a perfect moment that will never come. The reality is that fear will never leave us entirely. No matter how successful or confident we become, fear will always be lurking around the corner, waiting for us to falter. But what if we didn't let fear stop us? What if instead of running from fear, we faced it head on, acknowledging its presence but refusing to let it control us? It's important to understand that the pursuit of greatness requires walking through fear. The people who succeed are not the ones who never feel fear, but the ones who push past it when it arises, who turn fear into fuel for their purpose. Consider Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She had no formal business training, no investors, and a product idea that was initially dismissed by many. But Blakely believed in herself and her idea, and her ability to overcome the fear of failure propelled her to keep pushing forward. Her company, which started with a small personal investment, became a billion-dollar business. Blakely's story teaches us that success comes not in the absence of fear, but in the courage to continue despite it. When we fail to confront fear, we live lives of regret. We look back and wonder, what could I have achieved if I had just taken that leap? The cost of avoiding fear is often far greater than the cost of failure. Inaction driven by fear keeps us stuck in a cycle of self-doubt and unfulfilled potential. It convinces us that we are incapable of greatness. Yet, the moment we act in spite of our fears is the moment we begin to unlock our true potential. Fear doesn't define you. Your response to fear does. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't the absence of fear, but the willingness to take risks, to fail, to get back up, and to keep moving forward. In the race to build careers, accumulate wealth, and achieve success, we often overlook the most valuable asset we have: relationships. We tend to think of relationships as secondary, as something that will always be there. But the truth is, relationships are what sustain us through the toughest times. They are the anchors that keep us grounded when the storms of life hit. We often only realize their true value when they are at risk, or worse, when they are gone. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle, to think that success is about what you can achieve on your own. After all, we live in a world that prizes individual accomplishments. But when we look at the lives of the most successful and impactful people, we see a common thread. They all understood the importance of relationships. They surrounded themselves with mentors, peers, and loved ones who encouraged them, challenged them, and believed in them when they couldn't believe in themselves. Think of someone like Bill Gates, the co-founder of Microsoft. Gates didn't build his empire alone. He had the support of his co-founder Paul Allen, the early backing of his family, and countless other relationships that helped him along the way. When Gates made his famous decision to leave Harvard and pursue software development, it wasn't a solo journey. He was supported by a network of people who believed in his vision and were willing to invest in him. He understood that relationships are not just important, they are integral to success. Similarly, think about the story of Maya Angelou, whose life was marked not just by her extraordinary literary accomplishments, but by the deep relationships she formed with others. Angelou often spoke about the women who mentored her, the communities that shaped her, and the individuals who believed in her when she struggled to believe in herself. The network of people she surrounded herself with was essential to her survival, success, and eventual greatness. Angelou once said, "I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did. But people will never forget how you made them feel." Relationships are not just about what others can do for us, but about how we make others feel, how we lift them up and contribute to their lives. The truth is, no amount of success or wealth will matter if you have no one to share it with, no one to celebrate with, no one who cares about you beyond your achievements. Success without meaningful relationships is hollow. We also tend to take our loved ones for granted, thinking they'll always be there, that they'll always forgive, always support, always understand. But life is fragile, and people are not guaranteed to be in our lives forever. We never truly understand the value of a spouse, a friend, or a family member until we find ourselves alone, looking back on what we neglected. I've seen people achieve financial success only to look around and realize that they've spent so much time focusing on their careers that they've lost touch with the people who mattered most. They've built empires, but their personal lives are in ruins. And when they realize it, it's often too late to repair the damage. Take the example of the late Steve Jobs. His career was defined by innovation and extraordinary success. Yet, when it came to his personal life, Jobs' relationships suffered. His relationships with friends, family, and even employees were often strained. Jobs later admitted that in the end, his wealth and achievements didn't bring him happiness, the people around him did. He realized too late that relationships are what provide the true meaning of life, not accomplishments or accolades. We all have relationships, family, friends, colleagues, mentors, people who make our lives richer and more meaningful. If we truly understood their value, we treat them with more care, more intention, and more appreciation. Don't wait until it's too late to strengthen the bonds that matter most. People are the true treasures in life, and they deserve our time, effort, and love. As we reflect on these powerful truths, we come to a sobering realization. Life is not just about time passing or achieving milestones. It's about understanding the deeper forces that shape our journey. Purpose, fear, relationships, and time itself. The mistakes we make, the lessons we learn, the things we regret are often rooted in the simple fact that we didn't truly grasp these truths until it was almost too late. Purpose is the compass that guides us through life. Without it, we wander aimlessly, chasing fleeting desires and achievements that leave us feeling empty. Discovering your purpose early is not just a luxury, it's essential to living a fulfilled, meaningful life. Fear will always be a part of us, but it does not have to control us. The people who make a difference in this world are not those who are free from fear, but those who act in spite of it. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory over fear. Time is the most precious resource we have. It waits for no one and cannot be reclaimed once lost. Every moment matters, and how we choose to spend it will determine the course of our lives. The truth is simple. If we waste our time, we waste our potential. Relationships are the foundation upon which our success and happiness are built. They support us, challenge us, and give our lives meaning. Without strong relationships, all the success in the world means nothing. The challenge today is to not wait until it's too late. Don't wait to find your purpose. Don't wait to confront your fears. Don't wait to appreciate the precious time you have or the people who walk with you on this journey. The truth is that life doesn't pause. It moves forward, whether we're ready or not. But we can choose to move forward with intention, with awareness, and with the resolve to live fully in the moments that we are given. So ask yourself, what will you do with the time you have? Will you continue to wait, or will you begin today to find your purpose, to conquer your fear, to value your time, and to nurture the relationships that matter most? The choice is yours, and the time to make it is now.